Welcome, welcome. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. I have a special guest, Dr. Aaron Chapa, who is in studio. He's a little crooked on the camera. There we go.
Oh, there
you go. Now you're back in. Now you're in the shot.
I got a little excited.
All right, so we're going to kick things on. If you are tuning in on Facebook, go ahead and share this out. Tell a friend. We are asking questions today, answering the questions that maybe we're not asking the questions. You're asking the questions, and then we're answering the questions. That's the goal today. So
we polled the audience, and the audience has asked questions throughout the week. And so we kind of call it, Ask Dr. Chapa, and your favorite health question. And, we know that people have health questions that they want answers to. And a lot of the times people are seeking information, and they don't know that they're in control of their health. And I always teach people it's their life, their health, their choice. And, being in control, the CEO of your own health is really our goal to teach you and not just be a sideline, bench warmer. We want you to take an active role in how your body performs and lives. And I find that, there's many different ways and avenues for which at Living Well, we get into people's lives. We obviously, all life starts and stops at the cellular level, and nutrition's the fundamental backbone. That's where we really start. We really find that, if we can get people to start looking at their food choices, they can start making lifestyle changes. And those lifestyle changes will then, percolate and vibrancy, optimization of health.
I like the word percolate. So if you have a question, go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and we're going to kick it on the FM and get things going. You're listening to 99.5 FM, KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Kurt, and we got Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. We are answering your questions, so if you're tuning in on the FM, go ahead and text the number 346-704-1606 if you have any questions, or you can go to our Facebook page and drop a comment in the comments below. But before we get started, Dr. Chapa,
yes,
I have to. I heard that it's a special day today.
It is?
It is, and
come on, tell me something. Oh, it's my favorite song of all time. You don't even know. Did you really pick this?
Oh.
Is this random?
This is completely random.
No.
This is in our palette box.
There's no way.
It's in our palette here.
Happy birthday to you. This is one of my favorite songs. Day to you. See, everybody's birthday, man. I sing this to people. Oh, God bless you all. Happy birthday to you. Do you realize this is a very long happy birthday song? And it makes me so happy.
It's 2 minutes.
It's the best.
Do I keep it going the whole time?
Just
okay.
Enjoy it for a second. I mean, at the end of the day, if this is truly in your play box, you don't know.
There's a palette sitting right here, and it says happy birthday.
Okay, check it out. So you keep it going.
Okay.
The other night, so Jennifer Withy just turned, well, I can't tell you how old she how young she is. But I spent 15 minutes trying to get her mom's YouTube on her TV to play this song. And this is my favorite. And I had to individually type each letter off the little menu on the screen. And finally, I got it. And we jammed this song.
There's still a minute left.
I know.
Like,
isn't it great, though? It just brings up so much bubbly excitement. Oh, the Lord is good. The Lord is good.
It's still got another minute.
So
how old are you? Are you going to tell us?
Well, my daughter. I walk in, and my daughter told me I was 34 this morning, and I like how her math works, so we're going to go with that. But you guys in the comments, you can totally make a guess on where you think my age timeline
I'm going to go 34.
All right.
You and I are the same age.
34.
I don't look 34.
Place.
You look 34.
Oh, man.
We got 20 more seconds.
It's so good. This is so great. I mean, truly, I can't believe that this is the birthday song. Woohoo! Happy birthday to you.
It's your birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday, Choppy.
Yeah, so it's a palette.
Man.
It was in here. Do you want to know the real truth?
I can only imagine that somebody might have prompted such a behavior. But if that's the case, and they did prompt such a behavior, God bless you who picked such a grand, lovely song. Seriously, because it is my favorite. And so welcome. This is the Dr. Chapa Show.
Somebody just commented and said, oh, this is Gardy. Gardy's at home, helping out at home. He said, Kurt looks older and Chapa looks like he is getting younger.
Ooh.
Weird.
Tell Gardy he's working his way up to the top.
Oh my gosh. So we got a big show today. It is your birthday. So in order to celebrate your birthday, I think that everyone who is watching right now has to ask a question of Dr. Chapa so that he can answer it. How does that sound?
I think that'd be fun.
That's a beautiful.
That'll be fun. And man, guys, first and foremost, a friend of mine texted me today and just said, just take inventory today of the many God winks and blessings that I get to count today, and it has been just random. People that somebody prompted to tell me happy birthday that you wouldn't expect. The skyline this morning, we noticed it was more of a pinkish orangish hue and not the brown dome that it normally is. And that was a God wink. So we took a picture. I saw this cool American flag just flapping beautiful in the wind, and I'm just like, yes, thank God, I'm an American, and I get to have the freedoms that we have and have to hope to continue to keep, and this is just a great it is a great day. I really enjoy birthday. My office staff is picking on me good, and so they do a good job of making me feel special. So thank you guys for listening to the radio, or just knowing that y'all's birthday wishes all throughout our little text feed even. Man, it just is special, and I love it.
Can I say I'm a little disappointed because you didn't have a costume today? I was expecting, like the elf costume during Christmas time. I feel like your birthday deserves some sort of costume. Is that weird that I was expecting it?
I kind of, and it's interesting. My family went and picked me a costume last night, and I didn't even I haven't seen it yet, but gosh, that would have been awesome. But maybe, we do have like another opportunity possibly to surprise our guest with a costume.
Really?
Yeah, next week. When's the official Halloween?
The 31st, the day before. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine?
So it's next Tuesday.
It's the next day.
So next Tuesday is the 30th?
No, next Monday is the Harvest Festival at the church.
Okay.
And then Tuesday morning. So it'll be the day after everyone is loaded up on sugar.
Yeah, they'll still be blurred over from all the sugar intoxication. So I still have a chance.
Is it weird that I don't say that H word anymore?
Well, no, I like it. I like Harvest Fest.
Harvest.
I like
it's
harvesting.
The day of harvest.
Harvesting good tidings. It's great. Well, good morning. This is Living Well, and I am Dr. Aaron Chapa, and Kurt and I are just poking around and having some fun as we are about to launch into just a great show. And let's see. Oh, Tammy, good morning. Good morning. She says, how long have you been a saved Christian? Oh.
That's a good one.
That is a great one. That was September 11th, which happens to be my favorite day, because I see 9/11 everywhere I go.
Yeah.
License plates. I've even been put in the 9/11 rooms at hotels. Random, gas station numbers pop up, 9/11. And I always just look at 9/11 for me as, some people go, it's emergency, you got to be careful. No, if you keep digging, you can also find that it is good things are coming.
Well, anything that is deemed negative, you can turn it into a positive. It doesn't.
That's right.
That's
absolutely right. And so I actually know the very day that I said yes to Jesus, and that is September 11th, 1988. And so that is an excellent question.
Did you go to church and stuff before that, like growing up? Because
I was raised in church. Actually, I was raised under the pew seats at our church. Growing up, my mom, she never made me go to like Sunday schools, but she was very cool with me under the pew seats, the chairs, if you will, coloring and drawing and minding my own P's and Q's under there, and the Holy Spirit found me down there. And I mean, He even visits under the pews. Isn't that cool?
You know, I grew up. We went to church every single Sunday. That was like we went every Sunday. It was no question. But I grew up Lutheran, and I didn't understand this like getting born again and stuff like that until I actually came to Texas and was a part of this church. So that it's just. I like hearing these stories because I grew up every single day going to church, but it was different than what I'm a part of here at Abundant Life Christian Center.
Well, yeah, so for my parents we were there Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, for sure. And then there would be, of course, like events on the weekends,
right.
And there were other activities that they would take us to, or concerts and things that the church would put on. And I remember a favorite. There was a gal named Kim Boyce, and man, she was pretty. And so I bought her little cassette tape because she had this cool 1980s hairdo going, and I was like, oh yeah, that's my girl. I'm putting her on the wall. And interestingly, my mom and my aunt and I and my cousin John, we went to Branson, Missouri, and she was there. She was there. I go, I have seen her before. And at the end, I said, I know who that is. I just don't know who that is. And then they named who she was. And I go, oh, my goodness. And you bet your bottom dollar, I went and found her after the show and just said, I remember you. I had you on my wall. And she was probably like creeped out. And, but because she's a good, Christian lady. But still, what a cool memory. Thanks for that whole little rendition there of asking me. That's my favorite question of the day.
That is a really cool question. I enjoyed that.
Well, and I'm more excited that I had the answer, because I wouldn't have had the answer 4 years ago. I really wouldn't. Not because I just forgot the date. But my mom bought me a Bible, and as a saving day gift, and she wrote in the Bible what day I said yes to Jesus, and it had it 9/11/1988, and I literally just go, oh my gosh, dude, that's cool. That's too cool, and that is a great day to recognize. So,
but we're here to talk health too.
I know. Hey, Jesus is the best vitamin we can get, though. I'll say that.
That is.
I will say, just if it's called, that's vitamin J. And so definitely we're going to talk health. So what is Dr. Chapa's favorite vegetable?
That's a good one.
Do you have any guesses?
I'm going to say a salad from Salata.
Oh, man, I haven't had one of those in an age.
Only because I've had one with you.
Yeah, yes, right. I remember we went to dinner
some.
one night. That is a wonderful veggie treat. That would be a veggie treat to me.
Treat.
Yeah.
Not a vegetable.
That's right. That's right. So I will give you that. That would be a wonderful veggie treat. You cannot go wrong with a veggie salad from Salata with all the fixings. I go in there and I load it down.
I'm trying to think of all of the vegetables. It's something that's got to be out there. It's not one of the normal carrots or celery or something like that. It can't be.
It's definitely not. And so what do we know is my favorite kind of subject matter when it comes to I always say the blank is the giver.
The liver is the giver.
That's right.
Right.
So my favorite vegetable will be something that supports liver at a very high level compared to any other vegetable.
Did anyone say in the comments? I feel like I don't know this.
Oh, Tammy's nailed it. She nailed it. Susie, you got it, girl.
Brussels.
Man, I'm so excited. Brussels sprouts. Bingo, Ringo. Man, you guys are awesome. Thanks for that. That makes me happy that you guys knew that. And there's so much goodness there. One, that's a liver food, and two, that is indeed my favorite. Although spinach is delicious, and my favorite
Popeye.
Spinach, that's right. For Popeye, I will take a big old handful, 2, 3, 4 cups of spinach, drop it in the old skillet, put a little butter or olive oil, and just kind of cook it down nice and slow, and put a little lemon juice and my Australian and Hawaiian pink salt over the top of it. I mean, it's crazy that you can eat 4 cups of spinach in 3 bites if you cook it down. It's pretty weird.
So I had a quick question. It's kind of along the same lines here. I saw a TikTok the other day, and that sounds really, really bad that I'm getting my information from TikTok.
Indeed.
First of all.
Indeed.
And I apologize for this, but I saw somebody was eating bark off of a tree for nutrients. And I was like, there's no way that a bark off of a tree can carry nutrients for your body.
Well, I mean, and some people will say that the secret to young living is getting the fat from the belly of a blue whale. I mean, so there's all kinds of great marketing, right, and great ideas,
right?
And I call that kind of stuff exotic nutrients. And exotic nutrients are definitely of value to our bodies, but they are indeed exotic. I mean, I don't know that you and I are going to go out and start eating bark off of a tree. No. It just doesn't taste the same as bacon bits. You know what I mean? Like you just want bacon and bark off the tree. They kind of look the same, maybe, and you could. No, I don't think so. But at the end of the day, who knows? I mean, it depends on the type of bark. Maybe it depends on what kind of ants and livestock is ecosystem is making up the inside and working respect of that tree. I guess I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that one. But indeed, those are good questions.
We have a list of questions here, Chapa.
Let's hit some of them.
If you want to do some of these really fast, if you are listening and you have a comment or if you have a question, you can go ahead and drop it in our Facebook. Go ahead and share this out and tell a friend. We're going to be answering some of these questions. This one actually came into the Instagram and said, would like help with improving kidneys functions? What supplements do you recommend?
Okay, kidney function. Man, the kidneys, your little energy jet packs on the back of your body. You got to take care of your kidneys. You've got to take care of every system in the body, because we know what part of the watch tells time, all of it. So you don't want to have a perfectly good body and bad kidneys that could leave you in a lurch. And so how to take care of the kidneys is, making sure that we do things like celery juice. That could be a really powerful thing that you could do. Apple cider vinegar every morning with some cayenne pepper could be really powerful for opening up and channeling the kidneys to start turning on and maximizing function, de-inflaming the blood. I could simply use a product in my office, a shake called InflamaForce. It basically decreases inflammation in the brain, in the blood, and in the digestive tract, but cleaning that blood takes pressure and stress off the kidneys, because your kidneys are filtering your blood every 5 minutes. I mean, you've got enough arteries that could go around the earth like twice, floating around and through your body, and that's getting filtered twice. In 5 minutes time. That's pretty remarkable. So the kidneys are definitely, if you're low energy, if you have high blood pressure, if you have swelling in your wrist, ankles, feet, or hands. Traditionally, these are like where your body kind of check engine lights, the kidney sluggishness factor, and we can get in there and start cleaning those tissues up. So we like doing, rutin from a product. It's a vegetable, and some of the supplements we use. I use a product from the office, Standard Process Arginex. I use a product from Orthomolecular called Cranforce, and these things have herbs in there that will flush trash through the kidneys that's been built up, and just like pipes in our house build up and become corrosive or clogged up, we need to go through and clean the pipe. And so when we go in and clean the, all the little ducts of the kidneys, we're using different protocols to help drive function through that process. So I love doing, even if it's a UTI active or if it's a chronic UTI, you kind of have a prone effect towards kidney urinary tract infections, we can come in and support the kidneys using a product called Congoplex. And Congoplex is loaded with calcium, magnesium, and T-cell upregulating support, digestive support, and the building blocks for the nervous system and the immune system to communicate best infection-wise. So it's a great way to support the body in an acute phase, or if you just want to do like a 20-day or 30-day cleanse on the kidneys, doing 3 doses of the Congoplex 3 times a day with 3 Arginex like Pirate Arginex. And what this does is this has a ton of kidney support in there, and it just is designed to flush garbage out of the tissues. And then when you bring in the cranberry and the celery, then now you get just a deeper blood cleanser. And so we're looking at ways to clean the blood and clean the ducts and all the glomerulocytes in the kidneys so that they function at their best. And so I do infection protocols for the kidneys, and I do direct flushing effects for the kidneys. And then, I mean, simply, man, just back off the sodas, back off the alcohol, back off the sugary drinks that you might be getting into, and you'll find that your kidneys, you'll start, if you put water in, initially you'll start peeing like every 15 minutes. And people don't like that. But give it 30 days, and it won't happen.
One of the things, so I had a massive kidney stone back when I lived in Vermont, and it was so bad they had to actually go in and grab it out of the kidney because it was so jagged or whatever. It was the weirdest experience I've ever.
You had a kidney stone?
I had a kidney stone, and man, talk about an experience like having a stent put in you is just and that's what you're trying to avoid when you're trying to take care of your kidneys, is you do not want to have that as part of it. One of the things that the doctor recommended in order to prevent those kidney stones was to drink a lot of orange juice. And I didn't know, is that something that you recommend? Because it helps break down those calcium deposits that get stuck in your kidneys.
Well, interesting that they would go orange juice. I would not go orange juice primarily because 90%, 95% of the orange juices on the market are just loaded with sugar.
Right.
And so maybe in a season, the idea of putting vitamin C into the tissues is a good way to neutralize calcium stones. But here's the deal: like in this state. In this day and time, I would not go that route. I mean, I have seen and I've had people do this. They had an active kidney stone, and again, I do not recommend this. I try other things first.
Right.
I have a ton of other things, but like early in practice, when I was learning, this was something that was proposed that if you can drink 2 liters of Coke in an hour and 4 asparagus spears raw. The acidity, a corrosive nature of the soda is so acidic that it will literally neutralize the stone, and you can pass it more easily and effortlessly.
Oh my gosh!
But there's a secondary problem that you get when you do something crazy like that. It's so acidic, it burns the tissue and it irritates your kidneys.
Well, it can't be any worse than going in there and cutting around in the kidney.
100%. It's probably safer than that for sure. But this day and age, if somebody had a kidney stone and they came in, I would come in with high dose phosphorus, and I would because if you look at even a good plumber knows phosphoric acid will. You put it down the drain pipe and it eats the blockage out of there.
Right.
And so if you look at your body like a plumbing system, because we are a closed, system, and we have these little, vac ports that excrete things out of the tissues, and we put that, strong phosphoric acid into the tissue, you can begin to melt down stones, and then I'll come in with a product called AC carbamide that will dilate the ducts of the kidneys, and it's got the carbamide is basically urea, and it changes the pH factor in the gut. In the kidneys, in the blood, and that also will begin to neutralize the effects of kidney stones. And there are people that have a propensity to build stones, whether they're calcium oxalate stones or some form of stone, and we have to do a ongoing support. This one particular patient of mine had colon cancer many years ago, and when I found him, he had already won the battle of cancer, praise God, and it was about how do we take care of other systems in the body, because he started having circulatory problems, cardiovascular problems. And so we've been working on that. And as long as we keep a small handle on his kidneys, like Arginex or the AC carbamide coming in monthly, so we might do 1 month Arginex, 1 month AC carbamide to really drive a better blood circulation system to the kidney, as well as a flushing effect on the kidney, and then the next month a dilation effect of those ducts, like I'm training them to expand and contract, if you will, then the body is less likely to have blockages build up. And those blockages then, are sediment size, something that the body can easily pass, and you don't feel that. But keeping, a handle on the kidneys is huge. And it could be simply water. And again, I've had patients go, man, if I drink a soda, I don't pee for 4 hours. But if I drink water, I'm peeing in 15 minutes. That's an indication of toxicity.
Yeah, because it's just passing right through.
That's right. Nature's solution to pollution's dilution. So if you put fresh water in, your body's going to excrete dirty water because it's going to make the exchange. And initially that seems inconvenient, and it is, but it's also an indicator light that you have toxins in the kidneys, specifically the urogenital tissue, the bladder, that isn't getting cleared. And we can get in there and help modulate biochemically how the kidneys function. And so we encourage people to do our kidney protocols.
Quick question on that. So there are situations where I have to remove my, actually go use the restroom, before I fly a plane, before I speak in a public setting. It's just weird to me. Like, that's how I handle stress situations, is I have to go to the restroom. Like, it's weird every single time. Like, I can't not, it's just interesting.
It's pre-game jitters, yeah. There's been times where I've had to pee before an speaking event, and it depends on the event, but I have actually held it to make sure that I talk less, so I stay on time, because I have a tendency to talk too much. So that's a little fun thing.
And then really fast, just so people understand, like, you take care of your kidneys, because you never want to hear the doctor say, as they're pulling out the stent, like, "Hey, I'm gonna make your toes curl." Like,
Ooh,
that is
fun.
Those words will forever ring, and then the feeling of that stent,
that's like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Oh, I have nightmares still, and it's been like 7 or 8 years, but I hear the doctor say, "I'm gonna make your toes curl," and then it dangles it.
I would
like,
say,
literally.
I would say that's probably he was in a really good mood that day, or we got to work on some of that bedside manner, right? Susie's got a great question. What do you see that one in there?
Yeah, the liver question.
Yeah,
So what supplements can you use to detox switching body organ from kidney to liver?
Yep.
How do you detox the liver?
So, from a food perspective, Susie, thank you. Great to see you on the show today. And so liver foods, man, beets, absolutely got to be a part of what we're doing. And because beets create a liquefaction of bile and a production of bile. Bile is very important for all GI inflammatory disorders. So without adequate bile, and beets will help produce extra bile and to emulsify or liquefy the stagnation of bile into the tissues. If you have a slow or sluggish gallbladder, or you have clogged up ducts, or just a dirty liver syndrome situation that just needs to be overhauled, that emulsification or liquefaction of bile can improve your body's ability to break down fats, and to absorb nutrients in the small intestine. And really cool, bile production improves it's a Band-Aid on the intestinal lining. So if you have inflammatory issues, if you have colitis, if you have ulcerative colitis or Crohn's, and you have slow or sluggish bile production or movement, that is absolutely a problem, a red line trigger for you to slip off into a flare-up. And anybody that has ever suffered with ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, they know it is like a flare is a bad word, and because a flare could mean 4 months, a flare could mean 30 days of suffering, and of just multitudes of bowel movements, bloody stools, and just acid poo, and it's very painful, right? But if you can improve bile production from the liver, beets again will do that. And think, I'm just talking about one food here, beets. But what about my favorite, Brussels sprouts? Brussels sprouts have an empowering effect on the liver's ability to support phase 1 detoxification. And we want to make sure that we're able to convert those fat-soluble compounds and toxins into something that you can get rid of in the body. And so if we can't turn these things from fat cells into water-soluble solutions that we can pee out, sweat out, breathe out, poop out, then we've got another problem. And so Brussels sprouts are an amazing thing to do that. Artichoke, another phenomenal food. And people, many folks don't really know what an artichoke is. They think of the jar of artichoke hearts.
It's a dip, right?
And
artichoke
right,
dip.
Artichoke dip, right. No, it's definitely not. There's this little spiky vegetable leaf thing that looks like a big pine cone in a sense, and you can bake them, you can grill them, you can boil them. We boil ours down to soft, and then we make a nice garlic butter and your favorite spice, man, and you just dip those leaves in that garlic butter. And the artichoke has another major impact on bile and on the liver's ability to convert toxins into something that you can get out. From a supplement perspective, I use things like AF beta food. These are beet products, and vitamin A and vitamin F, very powerful for, I call it a beta food cleanse. And so AF beta food, many of my staff and patients know that when I stop taking my beta food, I will send a mass email out, let everybody know, because the impact of AF beta food has had on my liver and on my patients' livers. I literally could joke around and say I can walk into an office meeting, into a lecture-style group and go, "Oh, hello, Mr. Liver. Hi, Mrs. Liver. It's good to see you over there. Oh, you brought little liver over there." And we can literally see people coming in with liver problems day in and day out. And so we can come in with a beta food cleanse and work on the tissues. And, I have people take, doses as low as 2-3 times a day up to 5-3 times a day, which seems extreme in some capacity. But you got to remember, people need liver work. If the liver is the giver, if 80% of your liver can be destroyed and it never show up on a blood panel, but it can regenerate itself, that is an indicator that we need to support it. And the more we support it, there's 1,500 pathways that the liver is involved in. And so we want to maximize the efficiency of thy liver. And so I've got 38 different products that I use. So it's very difficult to say, oh, I use this one or that one. But just simply this: what if we did AF beta food for a month? 3-5 times a day. And then next month we add in choline. So we do AF beta food and choline. Acetylcholine is an amazing product that helps brain function, liver function, and again, dilating the ducts of the liver, similar to how we were talking about how we could dilate with AC carbamide the ducts of the kidneys. We want to dilate the ducts of the liver as well, so that the enzymatic activity and or the waste coming down through the tissues can be excreted into the intestines to be either used for digestion, absorption, or used for elimination. And so choline, for month 2 in the beta food, and then month 3, let's say that we brought in, say, SP Cleanse, where we really support phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. I'd say that would probably be my 3-month trio to help support and build up somebody's liver while I have them working on, eating more Brussels, eating more beets, eating more artichoke, as just some simple foods to bring into the conversation.
One of the crazy parts about the liver that I always find intriguing is that it can grow back. Like you can give away your liver, like that's just or half of it, so then it can grow back. Well, how does that? Like, is it that really that powerful of a tool in our body that it can do something in that manner?
Well, so science has found that it has 15 different pathways. 1,500 different processes biochemically involved in our body. Many people misunderstand the liver as being a filter, like it's like a storage for junk. It is not. It's literally like a chemical plant factory off 225. You see this massive, smoke stacks in the sky. You see these, pipes running every which way to Sunday. You've got, flames going up. You've got sewage going down. You've got product coming out, and you've got waste product and debris coming out also that is repurposed and reused and resourced elsewhere. I mean, if you look at what I just described as a chemical factory, your liver is involved in absolutely every part of that process. And so we want to maximize liver function. And so absolutely, if you're breathing, if you can fog up glass and you have a pulse and you're not working on your liver, you're missing a huge piece of your healthcare plan, which is why I teach people to do 42 days a year of detoxification. My mom and I just finished a 10-day detox before our birthdays, and because we recognize, in the summer I normally do my 21 to 31 day run, and I missed it because of the big move at the office, the celebration. I just got distracted, stuff happens, life happened. And so I wanted to get it done. So I'm now got my 10 more days to go before I'm done. So I'm at the beginning of December, I'll hit it again. I'll do another 10-day, and I'll just do one of our inflammatory detoxes. So I'll detox the joints for 10 days, but I'm going to eat very clean. And we build, whether it's 2 21 days or 1 21 and 2 10s, I mean, it's close to the 42. And that's what I'm getting people to shoot for, because what I've noticed is if people will focus in and dial in for 10 days, 21 days, they will feel the effects of lifestyle change. They will have mental clarity and energy that they didn't have before, because when we detox a system using the programs that we build for people at our office, it supports not just the liver, but the bowel, the kidney, the blood, the lymphatics. I mean, it's phenomenal. And so I really get excited about, just how much empowerment we give to people, teaching people to be the CEO of their own health, and they allow us to be voices of reason in their lives. And that's a very special, a very special gift to give back to people.
Yeah, so if you are tuning in and watching right now, we are taking questions, and Dr. Chapa is answering those. I would answer too, but I don't think my answers are going to be as good as Dr. Chapa's. So this is your chance to have any health questions that you may have. We're going to switch things up. This is a little different of a question, and I think I'm intrigued to see your response to this. This one actually came in on Instagram as well. It says, moles and skin tags. Could there be a podcast on skin health? And that's an interesting one, because moles, I think I have spots, but I don't have moles. But it's just interesting.
Yeah, moles and skin tags. We'll talk about that in just a quick second. I just wanted a little announcement. No, it's great, because that's an awesome one. I just wanted to let people know that in the link, Jennifer will post our November events that are coming up. We got some cool stuff coming for you guys as we are starting to kind of get into the holiday season. We're going to be having a holiday baking class coming up, and so we'll have some of those dates posting. And we are talking detox. We are already prepping people to be ready for detox season coming January, because that's going to be a big one. And like I said, I've already figured out how to kind of plug in a 10-day here and a 10-day there to make sure I hit my 42 days. So if you haven't hit your 42 days in detoxification yet, let's get as close as we can, or let's get over that that number, and let's run a program and let us help you do that. So give us a call, 281-554-8600. And so as we go through and look at the body's tails, we've talked about this a few even weeks ago when you and I were talking, how the body communicates to the outward world, and people just don't know what the signs mean. So I had this very conversation with a patient yesterday regarding skin tags and moles, and so she goes, man, I remember when we did this bowel program a few years ago. I had this skin tag pop up on the inside of her eye and in her top of her nose, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, and she didn't like it, and she didn't know what to do about it. But before she scheduled an appointment with a dermatologist, but we did some work with her first to clean up her lymphatics and clean up her bowels, and all of a sudden the skin tag just fell off before the appointment, because it typically takes, unfortunately, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks to get into some of these doctor visits, and so we had 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of work to do before. So I always tell patients, listen, go get your checkup if you need. If that's something that is important to you, I'm not, going to tell you not to do that, but I can tell you for sure that there's still work you and I are always going to be doing, because I'm going to continually teach you to be the CEO of your health. My office culture is to teach you to be the CEO of your health, so that you understand that you have a job to do. So I kind of go back to the saying that, doctors or patients are looking for good doctors, but, doctors, we need to be looking for great patients, people that want to make change and take the bull by the horns and not settle for, symptom land.
Am I in the good patient or the bad patient?
I don't know. When's the last time you came in?
Bad patient.
Bad
patient.
Okay. So, and so what we know is you got to pitch them right down the middle. I mean, I'm going to swing at them, and so what we know is that moles and or liver spots. That's what people call them. Those faded little patchy things on our wrist and forearms and hands, and those are indicators that the liver is backing up, the lymphatics are backing up, the bowels are backed up. Skin tags are literally a storage facility that has been built on your property. So if you look at your body like a property, it is. God's given you this property and He expects you to manage it and care for it. Somebody, how dare they, came over and said, well, I can't deal with, whatever this X toxin is. It's too dangerous to just release into circulation. Maybe you are lacking minerals. So you've got a lot of Charlie horses and cramps before you go to bed every night. You are constantly kind of on edge, feeling a little bit anxious, and your system's not, performing at its best. And you're just always high stress. So your body's burning up minerals so fast that now your body doesn't have the ability to release toxins at the rate it needs to every day. So you have bioaccumulation of waste. Well, one of the things that we do when we get back to the roots of vitality, as what we talk to, is we deburden tissues. And we want to take the stress off the tissues that are that are accumulating waste. Your body, if it can't get rid of it, will store it. It loves storing toxins in the brain, fat cells, and the joints. But what it's also doing is if it's really toxic, it'll build a storage facility off of your body, your property line, and will make like a little storage site called a skin tag. And so, yes, they sell skin tag removing things, and you can kind of help the body manage that stuff. But the idea is, again, prevention, right? We don't want your body to have to build a storage facility in order to manage the toxic load you're walking around with. So if you have moles, if you have skin tags, if you have liver spots, those are an indication of toxicity, of accumulation of waste that your body's unable to get rid of.
When I was little, my brother, he was bipolar, diagnosed bipolar, but he would get his elbows would always be super dry, no matter how much lotion he put on.
Sure.
And that they said that was an indication of that those symptoms led to bipolarism. And I always check my elbows. I'm like, no, I make sure that I don't have it, because I don't want to be like that.
So, my question to you would, just if you remember, did he also have those same patchiness on his tops of his knees as well?
I think so.
Yeah. So that's a pattern, and that is a psoriasis pattern, skin disorder, and like you've heard of eczema.
Yeah.
There's one called psoriasis, and psoriasis. Its pattern is on the outsides and of the elbow and the outside of the knees, whereas eczema is more on the folds on the inside, the elbow pit and the knee pits, and so.
But that can lead to an emotional.
Absolutely. So here's the connection. So your skin is a direct mirror of your skin is a direct mirror of your digestive tract. So if your skin is a patchy, dry, patchy, scaly skin, then you have patchy, dry, scaly skin throughout your digestive tract. And so you have these little areas that should be nice and moist, flourishing with good, healthy microbes that help your body absorb and bring in nutrients, or to break down certain things, or to manufacture certain things nutrient-wise that our body needs. And so if you have a bunch of these, the worse the eczema is, the more patchy, dry spells you have throughout your 28 feet or so of intestinal tract, we want to maximize, we want to fix that. But the skin is nothing more than a mirror of what your digestive tract looks like. And so there's 3 million more neurotransmitters in your digestive tract than there is in your brain. And here's your connection. So now if the digestive tract is not producing those neurotransmitters at the level they need to be produced, or if they are not able to circulate around at the capacity they need to circulate around at, the gut-brain connection begins to misfire. You start to actually see how the brain isn't able to keep up with its day-to-day. Maybe the mental frontal lobe filter isn't able to slow your thought processes down, and you just run your mouth. You just say whatever. Maybe it hits the parietal lobes, or maybe the photosensory lobes, and you have different symptoms pop up. In this case, your brother's case, he had the you said ADD or bipolar, like the depression side of things, and so his system was actually being affected in an area of the gut that was also affecting an area of the brain that influenced his depression or the bipolar piece. And so what we would do is we start with the gut. 100% of every disease you ever hear about, whatever it is, started in your gut, for sure. So if we don't teach you first how to eliminate the toxins and stop putting the toxins in, and then come in and heal the intestinal tract, we're really doing a disservice to any nutritional healthcare alternative program, because this is where you get into the driver's seat for the first time potentially, is if you learn how to manage the food choices that you're having, if you're learning to manage the sugar intake that you have, your system will literally begin to fix itself, because you're now starving the bad bugs that are disrupting or causing dysbiotic activity in the intestinal tract. Dysbiosis, by the way, just means an imbalance in good and bad bacteria and or yeast in your body, and you have an overgrowth of a bacteria, yeast, or even a formulation of parasites that are employed, subcontracted, if you will, to help clean up messes in the digestive tract that then can get into your digestive lining, in across the gut lining into your blood, and now you've got systemic full body inflammation. Inflammation just means that there's fire everywhere throughout your tissues. And so we have to get in there and stir up, that gut crud. It's like a swimming pool. You got to go scrub the sides to break up the algae biofilms, and then you treat it with whatever treating agent. Maybe it's the chlorine. Maybe it's you got to do some of the acids washes to help kind of neutralize that stuff. And so there's a part to play. It's just a chemistry set. So we've got to stir that pot. We've got to starve the bugs. We've got to then come in and re-inoculate, or in some cases with good healthy flora, or we come in with just basic vitamins in order to repair the gut lining. Vitamin A, for example, fish oil, for example, very powerful. And so we have so many wonderful tools to share with people. It's just which path has your body gone down? And when you come in, we might start in the gut, but we also might start gut plus. Like we might do gut liver, or gut lymph, or gut immune, or gut brain, and we might find a way that we can get two birds knocked out with one big stone. I love it.
That's insane. Just to think about those mental stuff.
And I sit back and too, I appreciate what the body does. Like the body doesn't do things by happenstance. The body is very, very strategic in how it deals with its environment. It's very strategic in how it deals with toxins. It's very strategic on how it deals with just basic chemistry and who's going to get the priority lion's share of the goods. Like, we want the heart to be strong, vibrant, and robust. Had a gentleman come in yesterday dealing with panic and anxiety, and it's a little better, not bad for a couple weeks or 3-4 weeks. And, he was asking, about did the carnivore diet cause this? And I said, no, it didn't. And he says, well, it really started, around that time. And I said, okay, well, let's just entertain the thought for a moment. Did the carnivore diet cause anxiety and panic? No. What it did is it did cause his body to start detoxing. Because he starved the body of sugar, his body had healthy amino acids. That's all about gut repair. That's and then and detoxification, for regenerating cell tissue, and then he had the healthy fats where he basically stabilized all blood sugar pathways, and his system wasn't on this blood sugar roller coaster, so it was able to focus on toxicity. And so it started opening up channels, and he was losing weight, and so his body was releasing toxins, and that's I always help people kind of see that people are not fat. Like, that word fat is a misnomer. Like, it's this thing. It's toxins. That could be the donut that you ate this morning. Oof. That could be the pizza you had last night, or the glass of wine that's contributing. I know.
Chapa. I am on a diet right now.
Uh-huh.
You cannot be saying those words.
What kind of diet?
Not eating food diet.
You're fasting?
I am.
Well, that's enough. But think about this.
Yeah.
If you're fasting and your body has to then go biochemically to get you stable blood sugar-wise, it's going to reach into fat cells, convert fat cells into energy. Well, when you break apart a fat cell, it's releasing whatever was inside. So a lot of times people go on a fast and they'll get headaches. They'll go on a fast and they'll have brain fatigue. They'll kind of have a mental lapse, names, numbers, words, and that's an indicator of toxicity that is being released out the tissues.
I'd love to spend a lot of time talking about, like, it's interesting for me because I'm only my fasting is trying to only do like 400 calories a day, which is absolutely insane. But I've lost 20 pounds. It's crazy how I can do that. But it's weird. The first few days, it happens every time I do this. The first like week or two, like, it's hard. It is one of the hardest things. But then after that first week or two, like, I could do this forever, in a way, because you're used to that feeling.
That's right.
Now that you've
it's mind
adjusted.
over matter.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, it don't matter. and that's what we teach people all the time at Living Well, is that we can do the challenges of life if we just have somebody to get in the trenches with us and teach us. And I'm a hands-on kind of a guy. When I sit down with a case in the office or with my clinical team and we're studying out, what's going on, I mean, my brain is trying to think through like all the possibilities. Why would the hormones be doing what they're doing? Why is the adrenals doing what they're doing? Why is the liver, looking good here, but all these symptoms are over here? Like, there's a rhyme and a reason. And in your puzzle, we're the puzzle solvers at Living Well, and we want to help you have the most vibrant, beautiful, amazing puzzle put together ever. But that takes time and working in the saddle. And I mean, I'm just observing the complexities of mold toxicity right now and seeing how many people are dealing with some level of mold, endo and mycotoxic exposure, either from bad water, bad air, all the different food sources, the coffee, the beans, the grains that people get into could be laced with these molds. And the mold itself isn't bad, but the endotoxins they release, the excrement they release, is a problem. And I'm just amazed that if this is left unchecked, and if we don't observe, these are the people that show up with the case of the suddenlies. They have weight gain, they have brain fog, their body hurts, and then we start trying to detox it too fast, and we create a healing crisis or a Herxheiming reaction, and we have to sit back and go, wait a second, man. Even if you got on, a hardcore, endotoxic mold drug remover, it's still going to take 9-12 months, minimum, and that might be like wrong for me to even give a timeline. It could take 2 years, depending on how toxic the body is and how much of a mineral or nutritional dense system that you have. If you don't have enough vitamins and minerals in place, then your detox ability is sluggish and slow. If you're continually being exposed to the driving force of burden, then it's going to slow down your body's ability to get rid of waste. I mean, that's like, it makes sense when we talk it out. We just don't think about it whenever we're going through it ourselves. Because, I mean, nobody, one, likes to suffer. None of us want brain fog. None of us want joint pain. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we do, at some level, want our bodies to perform at a certain level of efficiency, even though we also all want to go eat our favorite snack food or junk food or sometimes food or never food, right?
Right.
And so at Living Well, we're trying to create that balance. And yes, in the beginning, when you're really broken and sick and inflamed and your blood work's a mess and your stool test is a mess and your mycotox test is a mess, and we start look at these different factors of your body, guess what? We have to get in the trenches, and you have to be a little bit more extreme than somebody that is just nonchalantly going down, disease road. We don't want you on disease road. We're going to get you back on Wellness Avenue. We're going to help you, take that fast track back to the roots of vitality. In our office, how that works is we replenish the burdens that you have, replenish the deficiencies. We deburden the tissues, and we make those cells fire and function. That helps a person feel good. Everybody wants to feel good, right? Well, at that point, then it's off. Then it's we can find that balance, but people still want the support because they want to maintain energy, they want to maintain vitality, they want to maximize longevity, and that's optimization of wellness. That is our vitality tree and our optimal wellness tree, and we know that it's possible to do that with Living Well support. We know that what we offer knowledge-wise and empowerment-wise and training-wise, that you can take any case. If you give it enough time and you follow through with the recommendations to the best of your ability, you're going to get better because your body is designed that way. It's a beautiful system. It's a beautiful thing. And so at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we just got so many wonderful gifts to give.
Right.
And it's hard to, as you people field me questions, and I'm able to talk to different subject matter because we're not just a one kind of niche market. We are the wellness shop, right? And we want people to bring us whatever they have, and we're going to figure it out because I believe that it's the body knows how to fix itself. It's just oftentimes lacking something, or oftentimes is burdened with something, or just needs to tweak some communication in how the cells communicate from the brain down north to south into the body and back up, feedback loops. And we're going to listen to your story, and we're going to help you find a solution to feeling your best, living your best each and every day through food, through lifestyle, through detox, and through prayer. I mean, absolutely. Vitamin P in that one, another great vitamin that we all need so much. It's good stuff.
You had
right?
to pull that in there. You had to pull that.
Of
Anything
course.
you want to add?
Yes. Last but not least, November 12th, Anchor Point Ministries and Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center are having a fun run, a fundraiser, if you will, and we are excited. It's kind of a turkey trot, if you will, and so we hope that you would join us. It's going to be at Gloria Day Church in Nassau Bay, and it is going to be a lot of fun. If you just call my office or go to anchorpointministries.org, you can find the links for that November 12th event. We're excited to be there. There'll be a lot of vendors out there. There'll be a lot of fun and good times, and we just encourage people to come and be a part of it. It's going to be a great experience. So, at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we are just fired up and thrilled for you that you are choosing health today. And today on my birthday, how cool is that? Thank you for the celebration wishes, the birthday wishes. I'm so blessed, so thankful, and I'm excited to celebrate with you guys good health all the days of your life at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. God bless you.
All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. We're going to close with this song.
Happy birthday to you. I wish I knew it in Spanish. That'd be awesome.
I wish it was in Spanish.
That'd be straight up epic. Yes.
Bye, guys.
Adios. ¿Qué pasa?